It's November 27th, and the season's over in the high country. So, in order to utilize Nicky to his best and to ride him throughout the winter, we'll do the seasonal wheel change. I've got a couple other things I need to do while I'm at it. We'll start with the front end. So I've got a whole nother front wheel assembly ready to go here. Nicky's got his knobbies on here right now, and I don't need to wear those out on the street, do I? So we need to get that knobby off of there. So we'll go ahead and put that on. I also have a problem. Maybe you can see this here. When I put Nicky together, I picked out my best speedometer cable, but I think it's longer than stock. I didn't realize it when I put it on. But it's so long that when the forks compress, it sticks out even further. And if you happen to be on a turn, it'll touch the header and melt it. So while I got things apart, I'm going to look into switching out to a different speedometer cable. I've also got a little something with some wires I need to work on underneath the cowling here. So we'll do that too. Take care of the whole front end. I've been meaning to do this for quite some time. Like I say, I've got something I need to take care of underneath the cowling here. So let's go ahead and take a look at that right now. Somehow I got a hold of a speedometer cable that's too long, and I'm looking to change it out right now. There it is. I'm going to have to take a look at my extra speedometer cables and see if I can find one in there that is a good candidate for Nicky. It's an MY6. So I'm looking for the best one I've got. Those have good ends, but the outer sheathing's messed up. This one just kind of looks bent. So that one's no good. The ends look to be good on these. That one's got a bad end. This one looks pretty good. Doesn't have any outer sheathing problems. It kind of looks like it's new. Anyway, this is the one that was on there. And the outer sheathing got burned on my header. So let's take a look at what's up with this. Well, it's just as I suspected. Somebody's got a longer one in there than stock. But this one I was looking at putting on is still pretty long. So these three are all the same length, and this one I had on there is longer. That's why it got burnt. Looking at these, I like this one best still. So that's the one I'm going to use. Okay, so I wouldn't put it on there without lubing it up. It's still kind of a long cable. I was expecting to see the stock cable be a little shorter than it is. Let's check for operation here. It's operating all right. Okay, next thing to fix is my strain relief. I created the strain relief here to hold the wire so when I turn the wheel, I don't get the wire caught up in between the extreme stoppers. But it was quite elaborate to make this setup, and I'm not quite holding it the way I want it held. And I think what I'm going to do is put a nylon tie on the outside here so it can the sheathing can no longer pull through. Okay, so this is how it was designed to work in the first place. Having the sheathing come through and having it stay there to protect the wires. But the sheathing, when you turn the wheel, pulls through instead of relieving over here. Maybe I need to make some more slack there. That's how I want that to work. Keeps it out of the extreme stopper. Problem is, I don't have as much slack as I'd like to have here. So it doesn't get tangled up and I don't get any wires bent. I don't have any problems. You know how you go to look at somebody's bike and it's a rat's nest. I've got 5 wires to undo. Headlight, high and low, ground, 6 wires. Turn signals right and left, and they're ground. Everything's grounded on a ground bar. And I've got my wires bundled in a way so that they don't interfere with the headlight sticking through so much, the back of the headlight. Next, it's the front tire dance. I love it. The reason I call it a dance is because I've got to line up 3 or 4 things all at the same time while holding the tire in the air and trying to poke the axle through. So you've got to have your brake pads spread apart enough, get your rotor lined up as it's sliding into the brake pads, all at the same time as holding your speedometer drive into the hub at the right spot, lifting the tire and sliding it back and putting the axle in all at the same time. And at least once you get over to the other side, here's where you got to make sure you get this lined up. It's a dance. Let's do it. Almost there. I think it's going to work. We're getting it. There's a little nub on the inside of the fork tube that's supposed to stick through that. That looks a lot better already. Look at that. I'm not going to burn this one. Okay. Looks like it's all good up front. That's way better. There's no way I'm going to hit that. I don't care how far you compress the forks. That other speedometer cable was just too long. I'm going to have to change out the rear wheel. And that means chaining sprockets too. Get this thing geared a little higher. For a number of reasons. We'll be going from a 13 tooth up front to a 14. That's right. Today's the day Nicky's going to get a gear change and change of tires. It comes all ready to go with axle and chain adjusters. In order to do so, to change the sprockets, I also have to change the chain. I carry a different chain on the street gearing, and it's of a different length. Alright, let's see what it takes to do this. We've got a Frisco sprocket here with the circlip. Okay, there it is over there. Now we'd like to get the chain off of there. It's an X-ring chain, and it doesn't move the way I'd like to see a chain move. this chain on the street is good because it's an X-ring chain, and you can't even really lube it, so why lube it? And without it's on, since this is on the street more now, I don't have to wipe off so much chain lube. I still got to tighten this up here. Now we'll have to deal with this front sprocket. Alright, just got off the freeway. Did a little round trip through town, through some traffic, shifting through the gears, putting along, having a good time. The motor was running great. So, I dug it. I was able to get going 70, putt around a little better. It feels different. I'm used to it being low geared, but also when it's low geared, it feels like it's too low. It just depends where you are. And the whole thing is, we're going to be on the street more than the dirt. I was thinking to myself while I was riding, okay, now it's perfect for taking Auburn Folsom Road up to Mammoth Bar. You know, when I get these short days, you know, you get a window of about 3 hours to be perfect weather to do it, even in December and stuff. So, I'm all set up for that. Short little trips. See if I can get in a bit of dirt while I'm at it. Or if nothing else, all winter long, I've got the capability of starting it up and reasonably riding it around to keep it fresh.